There is nothing to do but farm the theta. Now, it was another glorious day on the markets yesterday. Technically, nothing really moved on the stock indexes. Most of the moves that did happen were already moving overnight, but the regular session was kind of meh. So what we're going to be looking at today is how Uncle Russ has flipped from bullish to bearish. We've got a very favourable setup, so we'll be looking at that. We'll be looking at why crude oil keeps running and where the $96 to $98 zone target level kicks in. We're also going to look at SPX, Bitcoin, yesterday's premium poppers, and what these markets might need to get going. So the overnight tape stock indexes are all kind of, moderately red. And if you look at the percentages, up and down, 0.1 to 0.3, 0.4%. That's kind of like a normal overnight movement. There's nothing screaming away on the stock indexes. What is screaming away is oil, which we'll look at. And I wish that, to be fair, Bitcoin would kind of follow suit. It had a similar type of breakout, and it's just grinding ever so sideways for the moment. But we'll look at those in more detail in just a moment. A little sidebar as I'm looking at this. On the stock indexes, we've kind of got narrow ranging bars on the main daily charts, and one of my first thoughts with these is whichever side the bar breaks is often a false breakout. So I think the kids would call it a liquidity sweep or a false breakout. We're basically just looking for those stop runs. One of the things that used to be very prominent is bracket trading, and it kind of still is to this day. You trade a range, or in this case another type of range would be an inside day, bracket the range, buy order above, sell order below, and close your eyes and hope for the best. That's what a lot of retail traders do. So the liquidity is going to be above and below, so usually that first breakout is the false break, the liquidity sweep, or the stop running is what I always knew it as. And then the real move is often in the other direction. Sometimes you'll see a double sweep, but we're just seeing the lows broken on all these narrow ranges yesterday. So I've got to think, my first thought is going to be maybe we'll see a bullish move. Again, what happens by the end of the day can be anyone's guess, as we know, but just that initial morning move might just give us a little bit of yo-yo back and forth. The S&P, again, no change here, is flat as a pancake. It is grinding sideways. I think that grind is just developing an angled direction. We're still, need to push up to that upper boundary on the dailies. Again, the range that we previously marked, it's not really relevant for the system. It's just one of those, I happen to see this. I think of these things as and analysis. The system's saying bullish, and I see a range. Well, that breakout should take us to 75.70, which is the daily range high again. We've got that symmetry there. There's nothing to do for the moment. There's no new setups, so we're just letting theta decay do its thing. And at this point, we're kind of guaranteed a profits. It's all locked in. Uncle Russell did flip again. We had bullish trade. It went up to close to the upper range. The Bollinger Bands just tagged and turns with our pulse bar system, so we're now bearish. This is actually a really positive setup according to the software. It's grading it in the background for me. It's above average. I want to increase my position size, and these types of trades with the conditions that we measure in the background typically give us a profit factor of around 2.62. So if just did these types of quality trades, then we'll have a great successful trade. So I just want to increase my position size to take advantage of that. Where can it get to? Again, overall, we are stuck in that range that we've marked off. I don't think we're going to see a rip-roaring trend. A little bit of sideways, a little bit of down. It's got potential to move 20 points lower. As I said, I think we're going to move lower and then rally higher. So I don't want to let this turn around into a loss again. The theta decay is doing its thing. Again, I don't need to rush to do anything. As long as I'm not wrong, I'll still get paid. And to be fair, wrong just means it rallies quite strong and quite hard. So even if we do see that kind of move lower, trade higher through at least the morning part of the session, it's not a danger for the trade because we're trading out the money options. So I'll still have an opportunity to take some profit potentially without panicking ultimately, like you directional traders have to do. Crude oil is doing what crude oil does. Again, we're pretty much smashing the breakout. First target's been reached. I'm looking at a second target, and all that is a multiple. So the flagpole that we marked off there, the height of that range added to the breakout, gave me the target. And again, that's just a multiple, or a 1 times multiple and then a 2 times multiple, and that gives me that $96.98 target. And we look at the daily chart, you got that prior swing high just there around the $96 level, so that could be a natural stopping point, while it decides what it wants to do next. We're in trend mode, so buy the dips and let it rip. Bitcoin, I wish it would rip. I've had to update I thought I was going to do this on Friday in fairness, but we are continuing to just grind sideways. It's attempted to break out a few times. It's just poking back inside that range zone now. So I've just got to consider, is this a breakout fail? I've redefined the ranges. And again, I'm not necessarily in a rush to bail out of the bullish trades, but certainly if we, head below, 65.5, 65,000, I think we're going to see the range low 63-ish. Again, I appreciate I'm just rounding off here, but we should see price move from the range high to the range lows, and I can use that little swing low there around about the 65,500 level as a trigger to bail out the bulls and push down to the bears. I'll still need to push above 67, just back new high there, and I'll have a more confident read on, yeah, this is definitely the breakout now. So we'll see what happens with Bitcoin. No news, no tweets, no tic-tac-toe, no global thermonuclear war. What these markets need is a Riker maneuver, just to spark any life into the stock indexes. One leg up, lean in, and commit to it. That's what we need. Anyway, moving on. So from the desk, over on the Premium Popper trades yesterday, we're 2 for 2 again. There were more opportunities. Some of the students, as you'll see in a moment, just absolutely smashed it with 4, 5, 6 trades. Just bang, bang, bang. I've been in training calls most of this week, so I'm just trading a little bit less than what I might like to. Interestingly, the SPX fired a bullish trade, and the Russell fired a bear trade. So we've got our software is highlighting the trades for us. We've got the breakout 1, breakout 2, breakout 3. They all kind of produced some small results before the eventual afternoon turnaround. The Russell was straight up bear breakouts, breakout 1, breakout 3, no second breakout, and just collapsed. If you look at the scale, it's not really a collapse. Just small movements that we've already discussed. But it was straight line and pain-free is what we're looking for. I've actually put a little bit of an error on the charts here. I need to update that. We'll see the update in a moment. So again, 2 for 2, so 120 locked in, 325 locked in. I actually took both trades on the Russell just because they happened quite quickly before my afternoon calls. So we had a fast first breakout, fast third breakout, pop, and drop is what we have there. So S&P, what I chose to do, again, rather than close the trade, what I'm talking about with our students on our insider calls is how to transform these trades. So we've got that standard credit spread part, and what we're doing is, instead of leaving the trade to expiration or taking the trade, taking the profit at the target we want, we're locking in the profit that we want in the usual way. Well, so the profit that we want from closing the trade, but instead of closing the trade, we lock that in, so we have this guaranteed profit no matter where it lands. But we get this bonus trade, and this is what we had yesterday. Sorry, the day before yesterday. We had an extra $900. We had one earlier in the week for around $500. As long as we land anywhere in this profit tent, and the day before yesterday, we almost landed right on the sweet spot. We missed it by about $2. So you get these bonus trades, and again, the same with Russell. Again, you can check the time. These are quite literally yesterday's closing prices. So again, we're just on the cusp of being inside the profit tent on Russell. If we'd climbed into it, we would have had some extra cash in the kitty. So essentially what we're doing is we're, again, going back to the software. The software is basically telling us, hey, this is a great trade. This is a good breakout. first, second, third breakout opportunities. We've got first and second breakout on the Russell. Let's take these trades. Let's try and take advantage of what the market gives us. And again, instead of closing the trade, we're locking in the profit. So it doesn't matter what happens. We're guaranteed a profit, and we've got bonus trade opportunities. So this is what we're doing on the S&P and the Russell trades. This is what we did yesterday. We did most of these live in real time yesterday, and again, just waiting for the payoff at the end of the day. But there's no screen watching involved. It's quite literally set the trade up, go and do something else. Again, I was doing some training calls, with slides like these. So it just, come back at the end of the day and did get some bonus trades. Anyway, that's where we're at for the moment. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about what we do, there's some links in the description. You can learn about collecting morning income and collecting weekly income with the day trades and the swing trades that we talk about. And with that said, happy trading. Remember, less brain equals more gain. I am not smarter than the system, and that means that your trades will be smoother than a cashmere codpiece. Bye for now.